In the name of liberty, I will fight the enemy regardless of their allegiance. While men of courage write history on this day, the future of our land depends on those who are truly free. Connor Kenway, Assassin's Creed 3. Here are 25 things about the Revolutionary War you might not know. 25. Between 1650 and 1770, the economy of British North America, today the United States, grew 25 times. 24. Because of this, the colonists may have had the highest standard of living in the Western world. 23. This colonial wealth eventually led to the tax-related tensions with Britain, and therefore to the Revolution. 22. There were actually two Boston Tea Parties, with the one you know about being on December 16, 1773. The Bostonians repeated it, however, several months later on March 7, 1774. 21. Those two tea parties together cost the British the equivalent of $3 million today. 20. Benjamin Franklin actually wrote the first Declaration of Independence. Eventually, however, Thomas Jefferson was chosen to write the final draft. 19. John Adams successfully defended the British soldiers responsible for the Boston Massacre because he believed in the right to counsel and protection of innocents. 18. The first submarine attack in history took place in New York Harbor in 1776. The colonists attempted to attach gunpowder to the hull of the British ship HMS Eagle using a submersible they called the Turtle. 17. At first, George Washington was hesitant about enlisting black men into the Continental Army, but when he heard they fought well at Bunker Hill, he changed his mind. 16. The all-black 1st Rhode Island Regiment consisted of 33 freed men and 92 slaves who were guaranteed their freedom if they stuck out the war. 15. Unfortunately, they were all wiped out in a British attack before the war ended. 14. By 1779, however, 1 in 7 soldiers in the Continental Army were black. 13. The Continental Army also had numerous women serving as cooks, nurses, and a few who even saw combat. 12. The most famous was Mary Ludwig Hayes, aka Molly Pitcher, who replaced her injured husband at his cannon during the Battle of Monmouth. 11. George Washington was one of the greatest spies/spy masters in American history. 10. Although he is now known for his legendary honesty, he was in fact a genius at deception and would constantly leak information to the British that made his army seem much stronger than it was. 9. By 1779, there were more Americans fighting in the British Army than in the Continental Army. 8. Washington's field army consisted of only 3,468 men in its entirety, while nearly 8,000 Americans alone were in the British Army. 7. In fact, nearly 1/3 of Americans opposed the Revolution. 6. At Yorktown, the battle that won the war, the French outnumbered Americans almost 3-1, and they were both fighting the British. 5. Washington had only 11,000 men, while the French had almost 30,000 along with nearly 40 ships. 4. Because King George III had vowed to continue fighting even after Yorktown, he ended up writing a letter of abdication when Parliament objected to his plan. 3. He then withdrew his letter and consoled himself with the hope that Washington would become a dictator and the colonists would once again desire British rule. 2. George Washington, however, surprised everybody, including King George III, when he stepped down in 1783 with these words to Congress: "Having now finished the work assigned to me, I retire from the great theater of action." 1. When King George heard about it, He even gasped, "If he does that, sir, he will be the greatest man in the world." Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button in the top right corner so you don't miss out on new ones every Monday through Friday. Share them with your friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these two videos here, or just head to our website at list25.com.